just the name of our show.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody, and welcome to The Large Glass. I'm Todd.
I'm Terri.
And we are coming to you live from the Hunterdon Art Museum, and we are super excited about this.
Very excited. It's going to be a great night.
Yeah, we are kicking off the Hunterdon Art Tour here in beautiful Hunterdon County, New Jersey, at the Hunterdon Art Museum in Clinton, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. One of probably the most beautiful places in the United States, if not New Jersey.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you know, one of the most photographed locations in the entire state of New Jersey is right behind me out that window. So it really goes to show how, you know, how special this place really is. And so we're excited about that.
Yeah.
So we grew up here.
We both
We
did.
really grew up here, which I'm kind of proud of.
We went to rival high schools.
We did.
We did.
But we still managed to put it together, right?
We did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So so let's talk a little bit about, well, wait a minute. This is the large glass. We have to drink.
That's right.
Okay, so tonight, as you know, if you watched our show before, we usually try and pair what it is that we're drinking with the artists. But tonight, we have so many artists.
We have 60-ish
Well,
artists.
yeah, between students and teachers and artists that are in the show. And
tons of artists.
and
So
all these people involved. So, you know, oh, wait a minute. There's Carolyn Thau, hi, and Pumpkin Audrey. M. Galleries is there. Hey, what's going on? Nice to see you. But we need to open, I think, a little something celebratory.
Yes.
So we've got a little bit of La Marca, which is always very nice.
Little Prosecco,
Little
nice and
Prosecco.
light.
And due to all of the craziness, there's Dave. Hi, Dave. With all the craziness of getting ready for this, I forgot to eat. So this will be interesting.
Oh, boy.
All right, let's see. And you know what I want to do is what?
This always makes me a little bit nervous.
What?
I'm always worried the cork is just going to fly across the room.
I like it when the cork flies across the room.
All right.
You want to get some glasses for us?
I have glasses right here.
So now, if this hasn't been a shaky trip from the liquor store to the museum, this should be just fine. If this goes all over the computer and the broadcast goes dead, my apologies.
All right. It's a celebration. Great.
I'm wet. Okay.
Yes, but the computer is dry, and that's what matters.
That's right. That's right. I took one for the team there. All right, here we go.
Oh, okay. We're just going to click on the unmute.
Yeah, you're in the Zoom meeting. If you're in the Zoom meeting right now, if you're there, we are muted for you. I will fix that in a second. We're not muted on the actual Twitch stream though. So my apologies about that. Plus, right now my hands are soaked with champagne. All right, here we go. There we go. All right. We should be unmuted on the Zoom meeting now. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. There are so many moving parts in one of these broadcasts that it's really hard.
It is.
Well, here is to, first of all, special episode 35 for us.
Yes.
And this reception at the Hunterdon Art Museum, which I'm excited about for the Hunterdon Art Tour.
Yeah, this is awesome. It's going to be
Cheers.
a great weekend. Cheers.
Cheers. Tell us what you're drinking in the chat, by the way. Also, there's lots of people here right now.
Yes.
Who are, and by lots of people, I mean 8. We haven't been to a public gathering in a very long time. So when 8 people are in a large building, it feels like a lot of people.
It does.
But they're here, and they are also partaking in some wine
Yes.
with us. Yeah,
Yes, I
that's
saw
good.
a whole spread. There's cheese and crackers and
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
All right, so let's, what do we got? We want to talk about us a little bit. We want to
Yes,
talk about
we
the
do.
large glass. Do you want to tell everybody what we do? I want to get some music going because we were going to put some nice
Sure, we
music
could
on.
do that.
All right, why don't you tell everybody what we're about and how we started? Because I think that's a really good story. You want to do that?
Sure, I
right.
absolutely can. So
Awesome.
Todd and I started the Large Glass back in September of 2020. It was actually September 22nd, which was our first episode. And the main reason why we did it is that we missed going to bars and talking about stuff. And we talk about art all the time, so it seemed a natural progression into some subject material.
Yeah.
We are on 35 episodes. We do this every Tuesday night on our Twitch stream. The following has grown quite a bit. We started with maybe 3 loyal followers, and now we have about, my goodness, there was like 60 something in the last show. So
Yeah.
it's growing.
Yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. I mean, one of the things we love about this too is, you know, as artists and as an educator, I feel like it's really important to bring art to people. And when the pandemic started and we were without that whole community, it just really felt empty. And another big problem that we've always had with this is a lot of people have trouble talking about art, especially, you know, around the dinner table, if that ever even happens. But our goal was to try and make talking about art a little bit easier, a little bit more user-friendly, a little bit more everyday language. And so that's one of the key reasons that we really got into this, right?
Yeah.
So for what it's worth, that's what got us here. And 35 episodes later, it feels really good to be, you know, in our local institution, a fine local institution that represents a broad range of local artists. I mean, Hunterdon County has a thriving community.
It really does. And it's got a great art history, too. Our show is named The Large Glass after a Marcel Duchamp piece, and he was right here in Tewksbury. That's where he met his wife, Teeny. So we are thrilled to continue that tradition, just like many of the artists here today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and Tewksbury, New Jersey, which is not quite near, it's not far from Clinton, New Jersey. We'll actually be in Tewksbury, New Jersey tomorrow broadcasting. It also exemplifies that kind of Hunterdon County rural beauty for sure. And you know, Marcel and Teeny Duchamp, you know, went there to get away from the bustle of life. I mean, Marcel Duchamp didn't live there until much later in his life. And so, you know, he had already, you know, encountered some fame, and he liked, you know, he would go there just to kind of get away from that. So it's a, you know, it's kind of a nice connection that we have to a really important part of the art world, which I think is great. I'm in love with that. So I have to, you know, okay, so here's something new for us, right? We've collaborated with so many people on the show for this event. And one of those people is really, really good, and we're gonna introduce you to her soon, with production. So we've got this schedule, which we're like enamored with. It's like minute by minute.
Minute by minute.
And
We've got a ticker going here.
We've got a clock going
on schedule.
And it feels kind of good. Although, you know, we're going to stay loose. Don't worry. We're not going to be too rigid about this. But, you know, we want to kind of make sure that everybody in this show gets their due, right? So what we've done also is we've got some video feed of the museum itself, and moving through the museum, you'll actually be able to see some of the pieces. We'll cut away to that once in a while, so you can see that. But, you know, we hope to be more than just talking at you the entire time. Yeah. So you're going to get to see a lot of really cool stuff. I feel like a sportscaster. I look weirdly. What
You look great.
Look at this, my lanyard. And
his granny chain. Yeah. Love it. All right, go ahead.
Granny chain?
Granny chain.
Excuse me. Anyway, what's next?
What's next? Okay, so
can we do a quick little Twitch logistics, a little Twitch how-to?
We can.
I think that's important.
The other thing I just wanted to discuss real quick, are we going to be able to see the Zoom chat too?
We will. We can see that. We can see that.
Maybe we'll check on that every couple minutes,
so the
just
reason,
to make sure we're not missing anything.
Yeah, for those of you that are watching out in Twitch land, the reason we keep talking about the Zoom chat is our artists that are remote right now are with us via Zoom. So we have a Zoom window open with them in it. If you're out there, hi. Nice to see all of you. Jess Park is here. Nice to see you. My mom is here. Hi, Mom. Nice to see you. Always love having you. Let's go over a few little Twitch things if you're new to Twitch. So first, there is a chat room, and the chat room is connected to us. And as you've noticed, we're looking at that. We're incorporating that into our show. If there's an artist that shows up and you want to try and say hi to them, you can type that into the chat, and if we catch it, we will certainly include it. But we make that a dynamic part of what we do. It's what gives the show its flavor, I think, is bringing you into this. I just lost the granny chain. Secondly, if you...
It was fine.
It's kind of cool.
It's cute.
Secondly, if you're new to Twitch, make sure to actually sign up for a free account and follow us. And the reason we want you to follow us is because every Tuesday night, we actually put on a show. We bring to you a new artist or a new art-related theme, and we talk about that for an hour, a little over an hour. You know, we show images of people's work. We talk about, you know, some aspect of their practice. Sometimes there are great videos associated with those artists, and we show those. And again, we have the chat going. It's like a conversation. And so if you've missed art-related conversations in your life, here's an opportunity for you to come in, sit down with us, talk about them. So, you know, grab a follow and, you know, come watch us sometime.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is.
And it's interactive too. So if you're missing having some lively discussion, the chat, there's all kinds of stuff happening in there. So that's what I like the most.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure. A couple other things that we do that we're looking to do is, number one, you know, we've got a newsletter that comes out. It comes out on Tuesday afternoons. It reminds you to watch the show. It updates you on local shows that are going on. I try to include references to shows, sometimes here at the museum, referenced a couple of shows that are, you know, out and about, as far out as Jersey City and even Brooklyn. We've got friends in Brooklyn and New York. If you saw last week's show or Tuesday's show, we were with the Brownstone Art Gallery, which was a great show. We were looking at the paintings of Michelle Mackey, which, you know, actually are sort of reminiscent of this piece that's over my shoulder here by Christina McKinnon. We kind of really liked that, so I thought it matched my sweater, which is why we're sitting here.
there were actually so many good ones to choose from.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, no, I mean, we looked around and we really had a hard time. And I
Yeah.
think ultimately, you know, you never want to put the painting that matches the couch over the couch, but we just put the painting
did.
over the couch. So
Anyway.
anyway, the humor's getting bad.
Okay.
He needs to eat. All right, so the newsletter is one thing. We're also looking to bring live artists on the show more and more, and we're trying to actually pay those artists to come. At some point, my list of friends that are willing to do this and be patient with me will run out. And so, you know, we would really like to actually give an artist a stipend to come on the show for, you know, 40 minutes or an hour. So we're also looking to sort of raise money to do that. So if you want to, if you're interested in supporting that, there's a button for our Patreon at the bottom, and that's what a lot of that is going to go to. Now, so that we don't steal the show from the Hunterdon Art Museum or the Hunterdon Art Tour, if you're thinking about donating to an art-related cause, we're really here for them this time. So definitely consider a membership at the Hunterdon Art Museum, which is a fantastic thing, or donating to the Hunterdon Art Museum, which is also a fantastic thing. And you can also donate to the Hunterdon Art Tour. There will be links to those things that'll pop up in the chat randomly, so watch for those. You can also go to the websites associated with those entities to find their donation pages, and we strongly encourage you to do that. We would love that.
Yeah.
So
So
we're getting down to the wire here. We gotta
are.
start talking to some
we
people
have to
soon.
stay on schedule. Yes. But this is a great thing. So yeah, so should we
You
start
wanna?
introducing some
we
people?
could start introducing some people.
Okay.
So I'll let you go first because you're so good at this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just make my life worse by putting this in me.
Okay. Well, one person we have to introduce you tonight who's fantastic and has been a real asset and a help to us setting up for the show. Her name is Marjorie Frankel-Nathanson. She is the executive director of the Hunterdon Art Museum. So she will be joining us in
And she's gonna have some things to say about the museum and the tour.
Yes.
So let's go over. We've got cameras, people. So let's go over to Marjorie. Here we go. Hi, Marjorie. Hold on one second. We need to unmute you. There you go. You're all good.
Hi, Todd and Terri. Thanks for being here. We're so thrilled that you're here. It's just fun to have you here, so thanks. This is one of our favorite things to do, to join with Hunterdon Art Tour and be a partner. We've been doing it since the beginning, and it's just great. And Catherine and Kathleen and Jay and Val could not make it easier. They're just so great to partner with. For those of you who don't know about Hunterdon Art Museum, we are a center for contemporary art, craft, and design. We've been open during the pandemic since last August. All of our classes have been online, so the most exciting news is that this summer we are going to have our classes back at the museum on the terrace under tents, and we are thrilled. We're going to have summer camp, 9 weeks of summer camp, and classes for adults as well on weekends. So we're really looking forward to that. There's going to be a lot going on our terrace this summer. We're going to have artists and makers on Sunday afternoons selling their work. If anybody listening is interested in being part of that, please contact me. Easy to find me, Marjorie@hunterdonartmuseum.org. And just lots going on. We have yoga on the terrace, and we'll probably be doing some films out there as well. Next week, we're opening 2 incredible shows. One is called Print Plus, which is obviously a print show. Artists in it. It's curated by Shayla Galabaratko. And it's all about diversity. Diversity in medium, and diversity in process, diversity in the artists themselves. So it's just going to be a terrific show to see. And also Crossroads, which is an artist book show curated by Maria Pisano. And that's about immigration and the environment and human rights. So very worthwhile taking a look at. And they're going to join a show that's already up, The Rugs of Anne Clark. And these are beautiful handmade rugs that have images about her mother, who recently died from Alzheimer's, and they're really incredible to see. So there's a lot going on. We do a lot here, and so hope you come by and see us.
Marjorie, thank you so much. We're honored to be here, so thank you for that. All right, so Marjorie Frankel-Nathanson,
Yes.
Director of the museum. And, I have to say that the shows that are here and coming up, the museum does a fantastic job with these. And so I really can't recommend coming down here and checking these out enough. Plus, this building, this is a historical building, and as you probably could see from behind Marjorie, that there is the beautiful post and beam construction. It's somewhat cavernous. It's really quite gorgeous.
It really is.
To put an art museum in here was just a brilliant way to go. So so we are going to move on now. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct. So
Let me know where we're at in the schedule.
yes, I think we are on time. I'm looking at the clock and I'm looking at this.
We're doing okay?
Yeah, we're doing great.
Nice.
All right, so our next presenter is Kathleen Thompson.
Okay.
She is the executive producer and co-founder of the Hunterdon Art Tour. She is also a printmaker and photographer.
Yeah, and I think she's participating in this
I
tour,
believe
but we'll
she
ask her.
is,
We're going to
but
ask her about that.
We're going to ask her about that in just a little bit.
We'll ask her about that.
We're going to
So-
we'll turn it over to Kathleen.
All right. Hi, Kathleen. Nice to see you.
Hello, Todd.
Oh, wait a minute. I did the same thing with that microphone again. My bad. You know me. I'm terrible with this stuff. Go ahead.
Hello, Todd and Terri. We're just thrilled to have you here. Truly, one of the things as we were planning for this year's tour, which is so different from the previous 3 that we've produced, there was this feeling of sadness that we wouldn't have an opening. And Todd and Terri contacted us and jumped in and offered to produce the show from the museum, and we are just thrilled to be here tonight. So cannot thank you enough, and also just have to start out by thanking the artists who participate and our founding partners. We started about 5.5 years ago, and these 4 groups came together immediately to support us. It was Hunterdon Art Museum. We came to Marjorie. We didn't even know what we were going to call ourselves. She jumped on board. Art Yard and Jill Carney, same thing. River Union Stage, Laura Swanson and Keith Strunk are our fiscal sponsors. And Hunterdon County Cultural and Heritage Commission, Carrie Fellows. She hosted our first meeting at the historic courthouse. This all happened. It was just this convergence of support, and that really propelled us to be able to plan for our first tour that was held in 2017. So cannot thank those 4 people enough, as well as Todd and Terri and all of the new people that have joined us along the way in the last 5.5 years. Just want to take a quick moment to acknowledge our 2021 partners and sponsors. In addition to our founding partners, we have Whittemore CCC in Oldwick, Makers Alley and River Arts Creatives. They are a new group based out of Frenchtown, in and around Frenchtown. The Prallsville Mills in Stockton, Flemington Community Partnership, which is supporting artists based in Flemington Borough. We have M Galleries, who are just outside Hunterdon County in Washington, but they are hosting Berendina Buist, who is an artist who's been with the tour since the beginning. The lovely Ruth Georgine, one of our artists from past years. Icon is a monthly publication that has worked with us since the beginning and provided incredible coverage for us. And also this year, new partner Printech. We were thrilled to bring all of our printing, our printed materials and production into a county business, a local business this year. They're based in Flemington, so whatever you need printed, give Joe a call at Printech. And so, yeah, just want to say that, thank you for joining us here tonight to celebrate. This is, even though we're 5.5 years into the planning, this is our 4th tour. Last year we took a little break. And since day one, I just, on behalf of myself, along with Catherine, Jay, and Val, we're the 4 co-founders, we've been incredibly humbled and honored by the immediate and generous response to this idea, from the partners I described to the artists who participate every year and sponsors who help make this happen. It all started with conversations. Catherine and Val had lunch one day and they talked about having an art tour. And then I knew Val and she mentioned it to me, and before we knew it, we had this first meeting at the historic courthouse in Flemington, and there were so many people who came out for that, and it was like early 2016. 2016, and we had heard from other people, we've tried to do this before, the county is so big, we've got 26 municipalities, there's no way to do it, and we just said, no, this is it, this is the time, we're going to make it happen. And so we worked from there, and it's always been for us it's not about the number of artists that are on the tour or the number of sponsors we attract or anything like that. It really is rooted in respect, and it's the respect for what is already happening in the county, and for the aspirations that we all have for how we want to see the arts and artists in this county recognized, and attracting a wider visibility. But at its heart, it is an artist-centric initiative. So we're thrilled to see how that grows every year. It's very organic, and we're very inclusive. So especially this year, it's been just amazing to see the response. 2 months ago, Catherine can tell you, I was very concerned that we were not going to have the robust response we'd seen in past years. We really didn't know what to expect. And then the ball just started rolling, and everything started falling into place. And then part of that was Todd and Terri reaching out to us. And it was just, it really energized us to know that people still were out there and interested in making something like this happen, even during these times when everybody's a little uncertain about public events and about visiting studios and things like that. So we're really thrilled that it came together. And we continue, a big part of what we do is, connecting and engaging with the artists that are living and working in the county. So part of that, something that has grown out of this initiative that we for some reason didn't anticipate, but in having, again, it was a conversation. We were talking with Sarah Rupert from Delaware Valley Regional High School about, we were trying to figure out how we could get the schools involved in the tour. And at the very end of the conversation, Sarah said, well, what about the art teachers? We're all artists, and we don't just teach art, we are all artists. And so in 2019, the artists pulled together this amazing exhibit that was part of the exhibit here at HAM. And now this year, that has grown into something, went from being hat, which is Hunterdon Art Teachers, to being hats, Hunterdon Art Teachers and Students. So work from the teachers is on display here, along with work from some of their students. And so we just really couldn't be more thrilled to have that component this year, especially knowing again, it's been so challenging for everyone. But when I think about teachers and the adaptations they've had to make in the way that they deliver their lessons and try to rally their students, I think that it's wonderful that they're part of it. So that I would just encourage you, if you can get out to Hunterdon Art Museum here in Clinton. This show is really the centerpiece of the tour, because you can walk through it and get an idea of who's exhibiting and the type of work, and then you take that experience paired with the printed map and all of the online material, and you can build your own tour. So that's what we hope you'll do. And just to wrap it up, I think for some, art may be a commodity or a luxury, right? We hear about that all the time about the art market. But for us, the co-founders of the tour, we really believe it's a basic necessity that should be accessible to all people to explore and by which to be inspired. And so that experience will be different for everyone, and that's what makes it so magical. Whatever brings you to the tour or to our website, or whatever way you connect with us, we certainly hope that the work inspires you to explore and discover what is right here at home in Hunterdon County. Come to the museum, visit our partners that are working with us. All this information's on the website. So yeah, just get out there and support them. So thank you so much, everyone, for your amazing support and for trusting and believing in us over these last 5.5 years.
Kathleen, can I ask a question really quickly?
Sure.
I would love to know how you're participating in this, because I have an image I could throw up on the screen while you answer. I got to pop over to the Zoom meeting to do that, but don't worry. And it is projected onto a blank canvas on the ceiling. And so I just encourage you again to get up here to Hunterdon Art Museum and walk around. And if you stop and take a moment to look at that, that would be great. I'd be honored. Kathleen, I apologize, but something went wrong with the mic along the way.
That's okay. So I'm just.
But the chat has been fantastic in saying to me, "Hey, there's no sound. What's going on?" So I caught you at the end.
Okay, that's okay.
But can you just tell us a little bit about the pictures again one more time? I apologize.
No, that's okay. So, yeah, I'll try to make it super quick. I should have brought my artist statement. It's a year-long project. I've always taken photos of the sky. In November of last year, I decided to take a picture every single day, not just randomly. Every single day, I'd go out all different times of the day. I take my iPhone 7, which is a dinosaur, and I point it at the sky. So I'm taking the technology that constantly has us looking down and sometimes checking weather conditions, which is like whatever. Point it upward and take photos of the sky, and very intentionally compose them so that you only see the sky. You don't see the telephone wires and the telephone poles and the electrical wires and other things that can obstruct the view. So that it is a very organic kind of shot. And the idea to, there's another thought about it, and I'm off track now, but yeah, so it'll be a year-long project. So there will be 365 images at the end of it. It's in the first 101 images are in a slideshow right now that are projected onto a canvas on the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
So if you
Nice.
get out
That's
to Ham,
fantastic.
definitely take in this amazing exhibit. And if you stop even for just a moment to check out the slideshow, I'd be greatly honored.
Well, Kathleen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate talking to you about that, and we're really happy to be working with you. So
Yes.
thanks for that.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
So
I'm excited to see
we're going to
that
be
when
heading
it's
back over here. Yeah. So again, as you guys who watch us all the time know, I always have some kind of sound conflict. So thank you to Carolyn Thau, Angus Ron, Christina for telling me, hey, you know,
Sound's gone.
you're up to your old self again.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it was kind of a bummer to knock out Kathleen like that
That's
for
okay.
a second.
The good
but
news, though, is that we record this, so it is available to watch.
yeah, this is currently streaming also out there on YouTube. So this will be available on
Yes,
YouTube
so you can always
tomorrow.
go back and see what we said. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you can
So,
definitely see.
Yeah.
All right, so we have another introduction.
We do have another introduction. So one more person. Right now we have Catherine Suttle. She is the executive producer and co-founder of the Hunterdon Art Tour as well. She also has work on display today.
We're going to talk to her later. She's actually going to be interviewed about her
Yes,
work on the
we're
show.
going to talk a little bit more in depth with her,
Right.
but I think we're going to go ahead and turn the microphone over to her now.
Yeah, why don't we go over to Catherine Suttle. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, how are you all?
Doing great. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Nice to be here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the tour. One thing I want to say though is that in this fourth tour, I realize one of the benefits of the tour is that, and it's been for me, and I assume it is for other artists, is allowing other artists to get to know each other and know that who's out there, because we're a big rural county, and you know there are a lot of really fine artists in Hunterdon County. I knew nothing about them, and we're getting to know each other, and we're also getting to know our partners. So people that have been working on this for many years, like the Hunterdon Art Museum. So I just want to mention very briefly that this year is different, as other people have been saying. So it's important to recognize that each artist has decided to participate in the tour in their own way. And that means that some artists have different studio hours. They're not necessarily open both days, all day, like we were in the past, although many artists have open studios. Some artists are the studio visit is by appointment only, and some of them are virtual. So the best way to figure out what each artist is doing or what each partner is doing as they participate in the tour this weekend is to go on our website and go to the artist profile pages and see how each artist is participating and see how each partner is participating. I just want to mention, you know, this tour has grown each year, and one example of this is that the Flemington Community Partnership, or Flemington's Business Improvement District, they jumped in this year and they sponsored 6 Flemington artists to be in the tour. This is just a model for what we would hope would happen all across the county. We have 26 municipalities, and someday we hope that more and more of them will begin to participate in this way or in different ways. So that was very exciting this year. I just want to mention some very quick highlights for partner events. Many of you probably know Art Yard in Frenchtown is having their grand opening and ribbon cutting. Their ribbon cutting is Saturday at 10:30 in the morning. It's very exciting for their new building in Frenchtown. Whittemore CCC, they're having a sculpture unveiling on Saturday. Again, go to their website to see exactly when those things are happening. They're also having a Tri-County Artist Plein Air, Sandy Ross photography exhibit, and a new artist in residence, Allison Shearer, pop-up. And they're open from 11 to 3 on both days. Makers Alley and River Arts Creative, I think Kathleen mentioned them. They're in Frenchtown, and they will have a rotating exhibit at Frenchtown Home and Hardware. But again, go to their partner page to see what all the events are that they will be involved in this weekend. Prallsville Mills in Stockton, they're having their Spring Arts and Crafts Show and Hunterdon Watercolor Society annual exhibit. Both days they're open from 10 to 4 p.m. And then M Galleries that's hosting Berendino Buist. Both days they're open from 11 to 5. We just want to mention the artwork at the museum in the exhibition is for sale, and 50% of it will go to the artist, 25% will go to the tour to be spent in, continuing the tour, improving the tour, and 25% will go to the Hunterdon Art Museum. So, thank you.
All right. Well, Catherine, thank
Catherine.
you. That
Yes.
is that's really good. And I love this idea that the works at the museum are helping to sort of contribute to what's going on. So, what do we got next?
Well, and we will be talking to Catherine in a little bit.
Catherine's
so
interview. Yeah,
we'll
we're going to
be
actually talk
talking
to
you
Catherine
in-
about her work later on in the show.
Yep.
So we're excited about that. We're actually going to get to hear a little bit about her work. So
Yes.
we'll look forward to seeing her again in a little while. All right.
Okay.
So we said that we made some videos, and by we made some videos, we had some fantastic assistants on making those videos. But
Yes.
we're good at making
Shout
videos.
out to our production assistant tonight, Olivia Brennan.
Yeah,
So
Olivia Brennan,
she's
our
been
production
helping us out
assistant,
all
who has
night
helped us
long.
out, really did a nice job of putting together. Now, you have to remember that this exhibition is hung really, really close to the time that we do this opening. As a matter of fact, Terri Fraser was working on this thing up until today, right? And so then we had all to do to get in here, get set up. And Olivia Brennan came through here, and she made some really fantastic videos of parts of the exhibition. So we're going to show you those in little pieces. You're going to get to kind of see that. And so I'm going to kind of pop one of those on here right now, and we'll take a look at that, okay? Let's have a look. All right. That's one. We have more to show you, obviously, but we'll kind of leave it there and kind of keep moving through this, and we'll pop back and forth to those, at
Yeah.
different times.
Sounds good. So we have a whole bunch of artists to talk about tonight.
We do. We got some really cool stuff to show you.
And I have to say, right before this section, we were told that not everybody had checked in yet, but I'm seeing more and more artists coming in that I do have slotted here. So hopefully we'll be able to talk to them for a few moments.
Play by ear. We actually heard there was a power outage in a certain part of Hunterdon County where some of these artists live. So if they're not able
New
to,
Jersey.
yeah, in
So,
Milford, New
yeah.
Jersey. So there might not be the opportunity to get on the Zoom meeting. If you're here, and we hope you're here, that's awesome. If you're not, we'll do the best we can.
We will.
Right.
Okay.
So do we want to pop over to our Zoom
We
meeting?
might want to pop over to the Zoom meeting. So it's almost going to be like a roll call because some people might be here. I'm not sure if our first artist is here because she is from Milford. And like we were saying, there was a power outage. So
Yeah.
Let's pop over to Zoom and see what we can.
All right, well, we'll see who we have here. And I think we're looking for, let's see, hold on a minute. Now, we've got a whole big grid here. Welcome to the Brady Bunch, everybody.
yeah.
Everybody's on the screen right now. Is Kay here?
Kay Maria Adams.
Is she here? We want to
From
pop her.
Milford.
No, I don't think she's here.
I
Well, let's
don't
do
think
this.
she's here.
Let's do this. Even though she's not here, we're going to
Okay,
keep the
so
Brady
we're
Bunch
being
screen
told
up.
she's not here.
She's not here.
So
that's okay.
That's okay. We're going to show her images.
We're going to show her work.
She mostly works in oil painting, so we're going to show a couple of her selections.
Actually, we
that
have
she
one
did.
selection up for her today.
So
Yeah,
we're going to show
one.
one selection.
Yeah. But do we know where Kay is located, or do we?
Milford.
She's in Milford, New Jersey, so she probably is experiencing that very power outage
Little
that we're talking
glitchy.
about.
Yeah.
See if you can get by her place.
Yes, and then everything about visiting her studio is up on the Hunterdon
Yeah,
Art
so-
Tour's website.
Right.
So you can always click on her, and her visiting hours are listed
That's
there.
the HunterdonArtTour.com, and you can get there, check out the different artists, click on them. They have information on whether or not they're open, the times they're open, whether or not you have to make an appointment. There's information on their Instagrams, their websites, their emails. There's lots of ways to connect.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
all right. So, Kay Maria Adams.
Yes,
And,
so we'll go to our next artist, and I believe I saw her. So her name is Berendina Buist.
yes. And I
So
think she's
she
here.
is
So we're going to
here.
try and get her pinned, and she's going to be up on this Zoom meeting in a moment, I believe. Is she around? Do we have her? Let's see.
Oh, there
Yes,
she is.
she is. And for
So
some
we have
reason,
to
I am currently pinned. Hold on a minute. I've got something going on here with my thing.
We're finagling two systems here, so just bear with us for a moment.
I know. What is going on? This is
Yeah.
really kind of. Hold on.
Funky.
Hold on. I don't know why I'm pinned. I got to unpin myself. That's why. Hold on.
Remove pin.
There we go.
Right
Remove
there.
pin.
And can we pin
We're
her?
going to pin Berendina. Isn't this fun?
We're doing it on the fly. You get to see our process.
There we go.
There you are.
There we go.
Okay, so Berendina, what we really want to hear about from each of the artists that are here tonight, we just want to hear about your location, what you primarily work in, and when people can see you this weekend.
Right.
Hi everybody, good evening.
We might have a sound issue. Can you hold on a second for me, Berendina? I want to make sure we got the sound from you. I want to make sure you're coming through loud and clear. Can you guys hear Berendina?
Hello, I'm here.
Yep, I think we can hear you. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that. Tell us all about yourself.
Yes, well, I'm very lucky to show during this weekend and the whole month of May with Frank May at M Galleries in Washington. And right now we're installing very, very, a little bit pressed on time. We're very excited. And I live in Lambrix, and I call myself a photographer, but I make some side trips to fiber, printmaking, and that's it.
So you have a diverse practice for sure, right?
I'm very confused.
No, you're right there with the
No,
rest
you're
of us.
experimenting. It's great.
I think Berendina, your voice is very faint. I'm wondering if there's a mic issue or if it's everyone on Zoom. So if you're confident that yours is working well, then we have something to fix on this end. But I just want to kind of see if there's an issue there. But anyway, so we can see your work at M Galleries. Is that correct?
Galleries in Washington, yes.
That sounds great.
This weekend we're
11 to 9 p.m.
Wow. Okay.
Excellent, excellent. And you've got some comments flying up, Arendina, just so you know, in the chat, there's some comments, people saying they love your work. So I'm looking forward to a great turnout for you at M Galleries.
Yeah, quite a few people are saying that.
Forward to see everybody.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, well, nice to meet you. And we hope to get by M Galleries so we can see it as well, okay?
Okay, thanks, Todd, Terri.
All
You're
right,
welcome.
take care.
Okay.
All right, so let's pop back over here. I want to make sure. Oh, we're still on this video. We're still on the video. I love that. I want to make sure that we can actually hear these voices a little bit better. So
Yeah.
when we pop over to the next one,
Yeah.
if we can't, we're going to cut over to a new video, and I'm going to see
Sure.
if I can fix that problem because I'm not sure what's
Sure.
going on there. But
Okay.
these things always happen, right?
Okay.
They always happen.
All right.
So all right. So do we have another person to talk to?
We do. We have Karen Caldwell.
Okay.
And she, I love her work. She's with Sunflower.
Let's pull that up.
Yeah.
So we got Karen Caldwell, and they're at the stained glass studio, right?
They are. And
Okay.
I absolutely love their work. I believe she runs it with her husband, George, or Jeff, I'm so sorry. Sunflower Glass Studio in Stockton, New Jersey.
Okay.
I've been there a couple times with my mom, especially on the Covered Bridge tour. So I'm really excited to see her work. Is Karen here?
Is Karen here? Can we talk? Can we see if she's here? I know that we still
She's
have.
not
we still have.
here.
She's not
Okay.
here. All right. So let's talk about her work a little bit.
We can talk about them. So they have a huge glass studio. They featured all kinds of things as in stained glass. They have some all kinds of glass techniques. They sell the panels and the jewelry and dishes. It's absolutely stunning. They've been doing it for a number of years. I know that they offer classes. To visit them this weekend, you can go onto the website. As we keep saying, they do have their hours posted.
Yep. And there's some fantastic work over there. So definitely get by there. Their studio is fascinating. You can really check out their practice and how they actually work. So we really feel like that's someplace definitely worth visiting. M Galleries, I just saw that you tried to post a link. I'm sorry about that bot, that nasty bot that's in there that's preventing you from doing that. I'm sorry about that. Also, really quickly, I just wanted to thank, let's see, we've got Laura Soliges has followed, Mr. Jack the Barber followed, and then we also had, let's see, there was somebody else who followed, Skip Dugan followed, Lori Occhio followed, M Galleries followed, so awesome. Thank you guys for all of that. We appreciate that. All right, so do we go on to the next
We
one?
can go on to the next one.
All
Our
right.
next artist is Adrian Crombie.
Adrian Crombie.
Yes.
Is Adrian
and
Crombie here?
Let's take a look in the Zoom.
We're gonna look.
We're being told no.
She's not here.
That's
so
our PA
I think
telling us.
her PA is here and letting us
She's
know.
on it.
All right, so
Okay.
let's
I can talk about them real quick. This
Okay.
is one of her oil paintings. She does a couple. So her and Don Dalen own Mad Lavender farm in Milford, New Jersey, which is probably why she's not on tonight, because
Right.
she's a Milford artist. They do a number of things because they have the farm. They also offer goat yoga and really cool, funky classes like that. So to visit them, once again, go onto the website that we keep talking about,
Yep.
the Hunterdon Art Tour.
Yep.
And it will direct you to their visiting hours.
Excellent. All right, let's keep going.
Okay.
Who do we have here?
We have our next artist is Ina Janabikova.
Ina Janabikova.
I've been practicing that last name. I love it.
I think we.
and I am pretty sure she's here tonight because I
yes.
think I saw.
I think we're
her
getting
in
the
chat.
sign from our PA that says that she is here tonight. So we're going to work on getting her pinned, and I have to unpin myself because I am hogging the screen. So as soon as she pops up, we're going to have a conversation. There you are.
there you
Hi,
are.
Ina. Nice to meet you. Can you hear us? Okay. Oh, it seems like we might have a delay. We might have a
Oh, okay.
She's leaving us.
Oh no.
She's leaving us.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
We
it's
can
a little
hear you.
faint. I'm going to work on fixing that, but yes, we can hear you. Oh, I can hear the
there is
delay.
definitely a delay.
I can hear us, yeah.
Okay.
It's Ina.
I think she might have the Twitch channel open as
Yeah,
well.
I think so.
All right, so Ina, when you come back, Ina, can you tell us a little bit about your work, possibly? Oh, she's going to put her headphones in.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Yes.
So let me turn off the. Yeah. I have Twitch on my computer.
Yeah, that's that's part of the problem. Yeah, you have to turn the Twitch off. Oh,
Okay.
bye.
Did something. What did I do?
I don't know, but you seem to have lost your camera. There you are.
Yay.
Hi.
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 So my name is Ina.
Ina, I'm sorry.
And Ina, can you tell us just about what you do and when people can see you this weekend?
Yes, my studio is in Flemington, on Main Street. I design jewelry and also I paint.
So jewelry design. Yeah, I noticed that a lot of the work that you had represented on the Hunterdon Art Tour's website was some gorgeous jewelry. And then I see this beautiful peony painting, and I think, oh, wow, she's working across a variety of things.
Yes.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, I've done a lot of creative things, and after running a jewelry business, one of the kind of limited edition jewelry for 7 or 8 years. Last year, I decided to try a different media more seriously. So I created this whole-body paintings just last summer.
And I really appreciate, the like how people feel about my work. So I felt encouraged, and I will continue working in that medium.
Excellent.
Yes.
That's fantastic. And you know what? We just fixed the audio.
Yep,
So now
so
you
we can hear
sound
you perfectly.
wonderful. You
But-
sound wonderful.
Your work is beautiful.
Yes.
We're hoping to be able to see that this weekend. We'll be in Flemington on Sunday. So
Yes, we
maybe
will be
can
there
see
on Sunday.
more.
We're going to be at Stengel on Sunday, and so hopefully maybe we'll get to meet you, and we could interview you further if you'd like, if you're around.
Well, come over. I'm on Main Street, so it's but it's only 5 minutes walk from Stengel.
Okay, we will do the best we can. Ina, thank you
Yep.
very much. It was very
Thank
nice
you
to meet
very
you.
much.
All right.
Nice to meet you too, guys.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Okay.
we are going to be
So
moving
full speed
on.
ahead. Okay, our next artist
Yes, full speed ahead.
is Sheila Fernikes.
Yes.
And I believe she's here today.
She is, and she's
There
already
she
on the
is, and
screen.
you're
Hi,
already
Sheila.
up. Wow.
You have to unmute, Sheila. Don't forget to unmute.
Am I unmuted now?
Now
You
you're
sure
unmuted.
are.
Nice to meet
You
you.
know what
Hi.
happens? All the little cubes move, and I was all ready to unmute, so I apologize for
That's
the
okay.
delay.
That's okay. So, hi, tell us a little bit about yourself and your work and where you're located.
I'm located in Flemington. This is my first time being with that. I'm very proud to be part of this. Thank you so much. I have an art background. I was an art teacher and a graphic designer for many years. And about 18 years ago, I transitioned to making art jewelry. And I was thinking about Oscar Wilde, the author, who said that one should either be a work of art or wear a work of art. And I like to think about the creations I make as works of art. I do create them in collections that are inspired by art movements and artists. In fact, my latest collection is inspired by the Bauhaus. I really love the forms, the lines, and the colors of the Bauhaus, and also the philosophy that fine craft is on the same level as fine art. So for this weekend, I'm in my virtual studio. So if you go on my website, which you can access from that website, there's a link that will take you right into my studio where I can try things on. I could show you up close. For instance, this is an example of that Kandinsky collection that is from the Bauhaus collection, my newest work.
Oh, beautiful.
And I also have some other examples that I could show you where they were inspired, from Impressionism through Art Deco, through one of my favorite artists, Paul Klee.
I love those references. That's fantastic. Sheila, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet you. I love the work, and if we can get a chance tomorrow, or I should say Sunday, we're gonna pop in and see you.
We'll find a way. We'll pop in and see you.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right. It was a pleasure, Sheila. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. We are
Okay.
moving on.
We are, and our next artist is Terri Fraser.
Yes.
She is a painter in Annandale, New Jersey. I believe she's up already.
And we know Terri. Hi, Terri.
Terri.
Hi.
Terri.
Lots of Terrys.
Lots
I
of
wasn't
Terris.
ready.
I'm surrounded by Terrys. I'm
Hey.
surrounded by them. Yeah.
Sorry.
How we doing?
Good. Can you hear me? Because it says unmute myself.
No, you sound great.
No, we hear you
sound
just
great.
fine.
Good. All right.
So,
All right. So you want me to tell you about where I am and what I'm doing?
yeah, that would be great. We'd love to hear about what you're up to.
Exhaling for a hot second, and then I'm going to be inhaling all day tomorrow and on Sunday. But so I'm at the end of a cul-de-sac where I've pulled in my neighbors, Yael Eisner and George Jark, and I am primarily a painter. However, I noticed the postcard, thank you very much, has my sculptural work on it. And yeah, I like to play with memories and reflection of thoughts and things that I have going on, and I work in an abstract form. So that's about what my artwork is.
Well,
Don't want to take up too much time.
no, it's
that's
fine. And I
okay.
got to tell you, I love this piece that's in the show right now. I also really enjoyed the work you had in the museum most recently. I thought that was a
Thank you.
fantastic show. So again, I would love it if Terri and I could hit every single studio
Well,
this
they're
weekend.
on the way home tomorrow too, so they're in.
Yeah, you're near
Annandale.
where we live,
Yeah.
actually. So,
So hopefully we can.
Come on by. I got some wine and cheese at around 5 o'clock.
oh, that's perfect.
Ooh, that
That's
is
All right. Well,
perfect.
we'll do our best, Terri. So thank you so much, and it's really great to meet you again.
Yeah, and thank you, Todd and Terri. Really.
Absolutely.
Our pleasure.
We'll see you soon. All right, let's move
All right,
on.
and we have one more artist in this
We have
block.
one more.
We have John Fullwood.
Okay. Is John here?
Is John here?
John is
he's
not
from,
here.
Okay, he's from
not
Kissimmee
here.
River Pottery.
Okay.
Here in Flemington, New Jersey. So if you want to see more of John's work and his fantastic pottery pieces, you can go right on to the Hunterdon Art Tour and look him up for his visiting hours.
Absolutely. I think that's definitely worth a visit.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we have next? So just so you guys know, we have lots of artists to introduce you
Yes.
to tonight, like more than we can count.
Yeah.
And we're going to be popping back and forth rather than making this a very long
Right.
list that
so
we cycle through.
I think we've got a big introduction coming up.
We do have a big introduction
We
coming up.
do.
Yes.
And I want to know, is Val Savili in the house?
Val Savili is definitely in the house. I saw her here. I know she's amongst us, and we are going to be interviewing her right here in the building. So, so we're gonna pop her onto the screen, and this is gonna be a little bit more in depth, I think. But I am absolutely honored to have Val here, and I'm looking forward to talking to you, Val. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Hi,
Oh,
Todd. Hi,
good.
Terri. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
a pleasure.
So, so we decided that we were going to be interviewing 4 people at the actual museum itself because that's what we really. It's a big production, so we chose 4 people. Val, we chose you because, number one, you have a long history with the tour and the museum. You're also affiliated with Whittemore, so you have a lot of connections throughout this tour.
Yeah.
Carolyn Thau is currently saying hi to you in the chat, by the way.
Hi, Carolyn.
So, so we want to we want to start off just by really talking to you about what you're up to now. I know that your paintings have gone through a series of you go through a series of subject matter that changes, and I'm always interested to see what you're up to next. So what's going on in the studio nowadays?
Right now, there's a lot of kind of acrobatic kind of movements. Like this. How do you like this kind of twisting of the body, and how do you actually make yourself change to fit the times? I mean, so it's a lot of it's a theme I worked with in the past. I worked with the theme of acrobats in the circus when we were going through the 4 years of political insanity that we had all experienced together.
Yeah, we remember that.
Yeah. So that time frame had was, as you had mentioned, Todd, the guns, the like
Yeah,
really,
you had those pieces with the guys holding the guns, like pointing them right at you.
I was just so pissed off all the time. I was starting to get truly violent, but through the work,
Right.
And I think so. Now I'm still sort of in that mode where there's a lot of kind of attention to an animal, the animal
Yeah,
inside.
very energetic, very like frenzied feeling when we're looking at some of your paintings. I love the posturing of some of these animals that you're working with, and I can definitely feel that in your artwork.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm. I've been putting up the work. You said I've been going through a lot of different things. I've been putting them up in my studio next to each other, thinking they're so different. They're really not. It's just like this. It's like the same kind of like twisting and reaching and contorting, that kind of thing all over the place. So, and whether it's animals or two people or somebody trying to kind of like stare you down, whatever parts of the if it's animal or if it's a person or if it's even objects that tend to kind of torque and twist.
Yeah, I have an image up on the screen right now for our viewers to see of the painting that is right behind you, because unfortunately on the camera angle,
yeah, it was a little washed out.
It's a little washed out because of the lights. I'm sorry about that, but I do have a good picture up on the screen right now so that they can see it. So do you want to just talk about that one, because they can see it?
Yeah, I will talk about it. I mean, it was part of the raccoon series. This is probably one of the last raccoons that I had created, but my series began with raccoons, and I drive a little distance between the house I live in and the studio that I work in, and between there and then one day I was thinking, okay, I'm going to the studio today, but there's new work I need to make. I need to shift from like these guns. I need to stop shooting people, metaphorically. Yeah. So as I was driving I got to the Regelsville Bridge and I stopped, and there was a raccoon. It was the middle of the day. The raccoon just walked up to the car. Didn't look sick. I mean, didn't look like there was anything wrong with it. Just stood there. And I looked at it. And it looked like it just wanted to talk to me. Just wanted to tell me something. It just wanted to have a conversation. And I was like, I know you want to talk, but you probably should get out of the road. Maybe that would be a good idea because you're going to get killed. So I'm driving, I drove back to my studio and I thought, what is it? The animals probably at this point in time, with all regulations being kind of, taken away from, and all of that, the climate change deniers and all of this stuff happening to the world, and the wildlife is suffering because of it. They probably want to tell us something. So that's kind of what began with these series. And I thought, it's a little raccoon, but what if that raccoon was, that raccoon is just as important as my voice and the raccoon's voice, just as important as each other. And that's when the scale became important. Yeah. That it was about being the scale of human scale, the 6-foot scale, the actual physical confrontation.
Yeah, and it's got this really, really cool sense of confrontation too. Even though it's not staring us in the eye, it's throwing its hands up in front of us like, for crying out loud, or it's got this kind of gesture that's either it's somewhere between like I don't know something something with the Renaissance and maybe the Assumption or this
it's a little bit rapture. Like sometimes I call it rapture. Feral. It's like this frustration and anger. It's anger and frustration at the same time. So it's not that far away from the shooting, the women shooting you.
Right.
It's still that anger and frustration together, like not being able to find words for the the state that you're in.
It's funny because too, on the note of not being able to find words, it's like when you say to somebody, it's like, oh yeah, I know this painter. Her name's Val. She paints raccoons, and somebody says, oh. But at the same time, I say, no, you have to see this. This is this is not what you think.
Val, the raccoon painter.
No.
That's new.
Well, no, but not in that regard. What I mean is that there is this notion that what we assume, right, when we hear that, and how we sort of make these assumptions about that kind of painting goes hand in hand with this kind of assumption about maybe how we treat this very wildlife that you're actually trying to bring forward. And so there's this real connection there, I think, right? So you do a beautiful job of bringing out that, whether it's a frustration or whatever the gesture stands for here, it's evident and it's life-size and it's confrontational. And I get before that painting and I'm like, this is totally not like what I would think if you told me that, right? And that's what I love about these.
It's like, you know, there is a difference in the process of these than the oil paintings. So the oil paintings are, you know, much more crafted. They're a little bit more precious. They're a little bit more about, you know, color relationships. Whereas the energy that with these pieces, which are on paper, so the preciousness of the material is a little bit not even an issue.
Right.
So you have this like 6-foot piece of paper that isn't this big effort of stretching this big canvas and putting all this wonderful ground on it and sanding them between coats and all that kind of stuff that
Right. takes
so much time, and then you get to the canvas and you're like, yo, precious. It's not like that with the paper. You have your, you know, acrylic paint, and you have all these, you know, you have this big brush and you just kind of attack it. So the energy, that energy kind of gets transferred.
Yeah.
That animal energy. You gotta
Yeah.
find that animal energy.
Yeah, no, I love that.
It's fun to find that animal energy again too, as you kind of get older a little bit, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. So can you just tell us a little bit about the hours your studio has this weekend coming up?
Yes, I am only open on Saturday this time, so 11 to 5.
Okay.
And if you think you're coming up and you don't know if you want to make an appointment, but just give me a call. I'll have a better sense of, or just a text or an email, whatever. My phone number and my email are both on the page. So if you find yourself outside my door, just text me and let me know, but try to make an appointment. There's a couple of appointments that are set. But it's not a real crowded day. I haven't been pushing too hard. But I did post my studio, a little video of it on Instagram just now. So if you...
oh, awesome.
Yeah, so if you can't get there, just take a peek. That'd be nice.
Awesome.
Okay, great.
Val, thank you so much. We really
thank
appreciate
you.
getting a chance to talk to you. And we
Yeah,
look forward
I'm glad
to...
that you're here. I wanted to take a minute to thank the hanging committee, the volunteer hanging committee at HAM, who hung this show beautifully, as they always do. And so thank you. We all thank you.
Absolutely. And thanks to you.
Thanks.
And we'll see you this weekend.
Yes, take care.
All right. So
All right.
that was awesome. I
That was
I love
awesome.
Val's work.
I
It's
love her
fantastic.
work. Yeah.
So where are we going tomorrow exactly? Because
So where are we going? Well, we've had this planned for a little while.
we keep seeing all these awesome artists, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna stop in and see you. Oh,
Yes,
we're gonna come
yes.
see you, but we have plans.
We do have plans.
Where are we going?
We're going to be at Whittemore
Yes,
tomorrow.
we are gonna be there.
Yes, and there's
some-
a couple of events going on tomorrow there as well.
Yep, there's some cool things.
Yeah.
So we are looking forward to an unveiling of a sculpture at Whittemore tomorrow. And we will be there. I mean, we've got to set up all this stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll be there from around 11:30 to 1:30 broadcasting. And then maybe we could bust out of there
Yeah.
and head out and get to some of these studios, because
Yeah.
that's really what I want to do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I
There's
love
so much
bringing
to
this
see
to
tomorrow.
our audience. But
Yeah.
let's see
Yeah.
what we can do.
Let's do it.
How far behind schedule are we tonight?
We're a little bit behind, but that's okay. It's totally worth it when we're talking. To
Are we
artists.
gonna jump back to introducing some artists
I
on
think
Zoom?
we should just keep jumping right back in. So we have a couple more artists. So we'll go to the second group, and I believe our next
I
artist
have the
is
wrong
here.
slideshow up.
Oh,
That is not good. Hold on.
Hold
Here
on
we
a
go.
second.
Let's go to the next artist.
there
so
we
who,
go.
Who do we have
We
now?
have Kelly Grace Gibbons.
Yes, Kelly Grace
And
Gibbons.
She's in the house. I see her.
Yep. Kelly, how are you? I think you're muted, Kelly.
Okay.
There
I'm
you
unmuted.
are. There you are. Hi.
Yay.
Hi.
Hi.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you are and how we can visit you?
Yes, I have a shop and studio in Frenchtown, New Jersey. It's called Paper Floral Company on Race Street. It's where I make and teach and sell my artwork. I'm a paper flower artist, and I work exclusively in crepe paper and a few other mixed media materials, but mostly paper.
Cool.
I do have a question. There is a gorgeous floral arrangement on the website. And from what I'm understanding, you said mixed media. Is that crepe paper and pastel? Is that what gives it all those vibrant colors, or is that strictly crepe paper? Do you know the one I'm talking about with all the beautiful flower? I mean, it's absolutely stunning.
Is it the one that's on the screen, or is it one that's on my website?
It's one that's on the Hunterdon Art Tour's website, but it's not up on the screen.
Yeah, I don't have that one on the screen.
This
I
one
apologize.
is also beautiful,
Okay.
but the other one caught my eye.
That is hand-colored crepe paper.
Gotcha.
I colored it with pastel and ink.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really, really fabulous. So if you guys can't, I'm sorry I don't have that image to throw up here, but if you can get over to the Hunterdon Art Tour's website and take a look at that, you could find that. I'm gonna pop the name up here one more time, Kelly Grace Gibbons. So definitely pull her up on the website and take a look at her work. Kelly, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
All right, we're gonna keep going because we've got to pay attention to the schedule.
We do.
All right, so who's going to be next?
Our next artist is Kevin Halterman.
Yes, and I know that Kevin Halterman is actually not here right now.
He is not here. Okay, so I can talk a little bit about him. He, I believe, is mixed media. He is in Flemington, New Jersey.
Yep.
He actually has the Kev Von Holt Gallery. If you look on the Hunterdon Art Tour, you can see his visiting hours.
Yep.
And you have an image up on the screen.
I
so
do.
that's
We'll be at Stengel where his studio is located on Sunday. Actually, we will be there. Carolyn Thau says in the chat, we can't wait to see you at Whittemore CCC. It's going to be a fabulous day of art, and I'm looking forward to that as well.
Excited.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay, our next artist duo is David Horowitz and Judith Marchand.
Also known as Modern Fossils.
Yes.
They are not with us tonight.
They are not with us. They are located in Frenchtown. They are Frenchtown Home and Hardware Store. They use found objects in a lot of their mosaic-like pieces. It's kind of like new fossils.
Yeah. Yeah, and David Horowitz also does a lot of work over at Whittemore. So he's got sculpture there. He's in charge of, he curates and directs the sculpture garden there. So he's also got a very active presence in what's going on here at the tour.
Yeah.
So definitely check them out.
Yeah.
And if you can get over to Whittemore on Saturday, you can see some of his work there. All right, let's keep on going.
Okay, our next artist is George Jark.
And George Jark is also not with us tonight, unfortunately. So
he's in Annandale, so he works with painting as well, two-dimensional. He also reminded me a little bit of Milton Avery when I was looking at his artwork.
Yeah.
And I believe he's with Terri Fraser and that
Yael.
little group in Yael.
Yep.
So look on our website, the Hunterdon Art Tour, and see if you can.
That little cluster in Annandale looks like
him.
it's really promising.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good turnout. I'm hoping to hit it tomorrow afternoon on our way home.
Okay, all right, we're on for that for sure.
Okay.
All right, do we have another?
We do. We have Barbara Kaiser on behalf of Art Venture.
And they are also, Barbara is not here.
Not here.
Yeah.
They're located in Flemington, New Jersey. I believe they have events going on this weekend with the Hunterdon Art Tour. So if you look on the website,
you can find out the information you need.
That's right.
All right. So, and Kelly, it's nice to have, we got somebody else. I was just going to say, Kelly, we've had you on the screen for so long. It was nice to have you there. All right. So, let's see. Who do we have next? I'll take care of that. This is Kara. Kara, if you could you mute the Twitch channel, please? Because we can hear ourselves coming through.
It's nice to have, we got somebody else. I was just going to say, Kelly, we've had you on the screen for so long.
She'll hear it and check us out.
Yeah, she's going to hear it.
A little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There we go.
Yay.
I think Kara muted the Twitch channel. That's good. All right, so next on the list.
Kara, if you
Yes.
could you
Yes.
the Twitch chat?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I don't know if you...
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but I think the Twitch channel was on, which was giving us a problem, and I don't have your work on the screen. What happened to...
It was just there a second ago.
Yes, it was there. I accidentally popped over it. My apologies. So can you tell us a little bit about your work?
I am right now primarily a painter. I work in oils and acrylics. I started out as a sculptor, actually. I had my MFA in sculpture from Parsons. I thought you might find that interesting.
Interesting.
Yes.
I know someone who works there.
Yeah. So, but over the years, I kind of switched to painting. I do much more painting at this particular time, but I'm very interested in color, structure, form. The subject matter is less important to me. Right now, you see, I'm with a lot of landscapes, but I actually paint still life, landscape, figures. My subject matter sort of varies by what inspires me from what I see around,
Of course.
And I'm moving more into more abstraction at this particular moment. So I'm exploring a lot of different things, but
Nice.
I'm about color, light, drawing, and that's what I spent a lot of my time doing. I taught at the Hunterdon Art Museum for many, many years, and I've taught.
Excellent. Excellent. I love that painting that's up on the website of the ladders, the room with the ladders. I really love that piece of yours, actually.
It looks like an art studio.
What that is thank you. That is I'm involved in renovating a theater, an old theater in Union City. And there's a gallery space connected to it, which we renovated as well. But during the pandemic, we'd go in and work on the theater, and I'd paint from the stage, and I'd paint all these little corners. And again, I'm kind of leaving some of the finishedness, if you will, aside to just let things sort of breathe at a different stage. So, so that's sort of where I'm kind of working at this particular time.
Good, good. Okay. Well, it's really nice to meet you, and we look forward to possibly. Did you want to say something else?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm in Flemington, actually Reddington Township, but right off of Route 523 by Schaefer Farms.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
Sure, we know where that is. Absolutely.
Yeah, I grew up in that area. So.
Yeah, we know that area well. All right, cool. Well, we'll look you up on the map, and we'll see if we can stop by, and the rest of you should stop by and see Kara as well. So, Kara, thanks very much. We look forward to seeing your work.
Thank you.
All right. So
next we have.
I have no idea who this is.
Yeah, who is this person?
I've never even met this person.
We're
before.
Just kidding. This is Christina McKinnon. She's
Hi, Christina.
actually been on our show.
Hey, guys.
So we love her.
Yeah, we featured Christina on one of our shows. We had her live in the studio, so we're really happy to have you back. And you know, we would have had you in for an interview, but we didn't want to play favorites. You know.
I'm happy to be here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can totally hear you. Yep.
Cool.
So.
Yes. So yeah, I'm in Franklin Township. It's a Flemington address, so don't let that confuse you. I have a super long driveway, and it's called Quick Lane. So I think I put a note of that. I'm talking. The kids come in right now.
Of course.
Right now.
That's my life. I know.
So anyway, it's Quick Lane, long driveway, all the way at the end. I am an abstract painter, as you could tell. And I work primarily, I work in mixed media. So acrylic, spray paint, paint pens, charcoal, a whole bunch of things. So I know you guys are on a schedule, so I'm just going to keep it short.
Okay.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, definitely a studio to see, because Todd and I have been there a couple of times, and we love it. And it's such an inspiration. Can't say enough positive things about you, Christina.
And I don't want to gloss over the other artists in this tour by maybe playing, up on your studio.
We're all going to be friends, and we're going to talk about everybody.
Exactly,
like this,
exactly. But this just comes out of a notion of familiarity. But what episode did we have Christina on?
Oh, gosh. Christina, do you remember? It was 30 or something.
I have the worst memory.
If you guys go back to our YouTube channel and look up which episode Christina's studio is on, you're going to get a little tour of her space. You're going to hear about her practice. Her studio is really a fascinating place to actually see. Don't be discouraged by the driveway. You can find it. It's up there.
And it's worth the trip.
It's definitely worth the trip. Absolutely. Christina, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
All right, you take care.
Okay.
Yep, you too.
All right.
Our next artist, I believe she's here.
Yes.
Her name is Susan Mania.
Yep.
I was corrected on the pronunciation of
Mania.
her name.
Yep. Susan Mania.
So Susan, hello.
Hi, Susan.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. It's very dark there. Did you have?
Well, I lost power.
Wow.
Of the wind.
And you're here. You're here with no power.
I know, we have a generator, but, anyway, I also lived on a very long driveway in Stockton in Delaware Township, and this happens all the time when the wind blows.
Wow.
Well, we know that well where we're from. We live in a gorge down by the river, and anytime the wind blows, we just get ready to drag the generator out and get ready to go. I am so impressed. I'm so impressed that you're here with no
I was just about to leave. I was like, I don't know if I can hang on much longer.
This is great. We're glad we got you.
Absolutely. That's fantastic.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and when people can see you this weekend?
Sure. I'm an oil painter and fiber artist. I have actually have a display up right now at Cusworth Conservation Studio in Lambertville, which is on 34 South Main, across the street from the Swan. So if anybody's driving through, they can just see my display in the window there. I do conservation work there with Crystal Cusworth, and we put up some big paintings in there. So that's an easy way. If you're in town, it'll be there for a month. But my studio is open by appointment on Saturday if you want to give me a call. And I have a background in fiber